if you need to register to vote, or if you need to make sure you know which assembly district you're in, because they have all changed this year. And we especially appreciate all 12 of the major party candidates and the 6. Yeah, thank you. Let's thank them. In the 6 assembly districts that cover the Chippewa Valley have taken time to be here with us. And what we're going to do right now, and we're going to take just 12 minutes to do this, because, or less, we're going to continue the speed dating theme, I guess, if you will. And I'm going to just introduce each candidate and give them up to a minute to tell us sort of who they are, what they want you to know about them as a potential voter, and why they're running, or anything they want to say in a minute. And what we're doing is we're just going to go in district number order, and then we're going to in alphabetical order within each district. So we're going to start with Dave Armstrong. He starts with A, and he's from District 67. So Dave Armstrong is running in District 67 as Republican. So Dave, what would you like to say?
I don't know that I've been able to say anything in under a minute, but we'll give it a shot. I'm Dave Armstrong. This will be I'm running for my 3rd session, 2 in the 75th Assembly, and then with renumbering now in the 67th Assembly District. I want to thank everybody for the invite. I've never done anything like this before, and so far it's been a blast. So, conservative candidate, like I said, been in for 2 sessions, looking forward to my 3rd session, already working on legislation, knock on wood, for my 3rd session, and I'll stop it at that.
All right, 41 seconds, so that's pretty good. It's not a competition. So, all right, the Democratic candidate in the 67th District is Jeff Foster. Jeff, what would you like to tell us about yourself?
Well, I've got a dairy farm in Dunn County, Grant Township. I milked sheep for many years there. I was the 6th person in the state to milk sheep commercially. I was co-founder of the Wisconsin Sheep Dairy Co-op, and I served as its first president. I never have run for office before, but I've always been interested in politics, and I felt that I needed to run this time. I'm basing my campaign on the values of freedom, family, and community, and there are a lot of issues out there that fall within those values. First of all, reproductive freedom, and freedom to be able to vote in the least restrictive manner for citizens, and freedom from gun violence for our children. Also for families, child care has become a huge issue in the state. We need to do something about child care. We need to do something about family medical leave. And
that's 1 minute.
That's my time.
Yeah, you squeeze a lot in, so appreciate it, Jeff. We're going to move to the 68th District, so these are kind of the northern districts in the Chippewa Valley. And we have the Democratic candidate, let me get my timer set here, Richard Pulcher. Richard, thanks for being with us, and what would you like people to know?
My name is Richard Pulcher. I have run, this is my 3rd time running for the Assembly. I have lost my other 2 times. As a matter of fact, as a Democrat, the reason I ran was because no one else was running. And I think it's important that we have Democrats run, because I think the Walker Republican legislature has taken away some very important rights and some environmental protections, and given some rights to foreign corporations that need to be reversed. I've been a union steward for 19 years, Teamsters, Local 662, and I retired just after Act 10 was passed, and I think that repealing Act 10 is an important part of what I would like to do.
All right, 51 seconds. Thanks for joining us. Also in the 68th District, we have Representative Rob Summerfield, who is the Republican candidate. Rob, thanks for being with us, and what would you like folks to know?
Just first off to say, Scott, I think you're finally getting the drift of this. Make sure that we're not holding onto the microphones. So you got the quick way to do it. I see Scott's been around us now to see how much many of us can get long-winded. But once again, thank everybody for being here. Thanks for this opportunity, for this unique speed dating event to come out and meet the community. Just happy to be here once again. Look forward to continuing to work, talking with people in the district to see what's important to them. So hopefully, if I'm successful in November, to be able to take that message home to Madison and be a strong leader and fight for the people of the new 68th District.
quite large portion of the Chippewa Valley and a little bit north of there. So we're going to next introduce Roger Halls. Roger is the Democratic candidate. And Roger, what would you like people to know?
Well, my name is Roger Halls. I'm 45 years old. I'm a 20-year resident of the Stanley area. My wife was born and raised there. What can I say? I love dogs. You know, I mean, not really much else to say there. This is my first time running. I did run for city council, but that was like, unopposed, 14 votes win type thing. I must have done something right because the people down in Madison called me and asked me to run for them. And so I said, sure, why not? One of my biggest things that I'm running for is I do believe that Wisconsin has a PFAS contamination issue that we need to get fixed. Dobbs needs to be fixed. I got 3 daughters and they need to have the same rights that their grandmothers had as well too. And I see I'm running out at the end. Stop by and talk to me.
I'm trying to get my phone to reset my timer here. Here we go. There we go. All right, Karen.
Hello, I'm Karen Hurd, and I'm just completing my freshman term, or first term in the Assembly, and running in the 69th, which is a very large district with 65 municipalities. I'm looking forward to serving that rural part of Wisconsin. I've been in Wisconsin here in the Chippewa Valley for 28 years, and enjoying to continue in the Chippewa Valley, even though I'm a little bit further to the east now than I was before. Interested in many things. I'm interested in the children of our state. Between myself and also Representative Armstrong, and others, Representative Summerfield and many of us, Moses, we have done a lot of work in child care. We offer 10 different child care bills. We want to continue to work on that, work on our foster care system and taking care of the children of our state, and making sure that the rural part of Chippewa Valley has a voice in Madison also.
All right. One other thing I'll just mention to folks is you notice that we only have Assembly candidates here, and if you learn about how our legislature works, the Senate districts have a 4-year term, and the 67th, 68th, and 69th Assembly district are the 23rd Senate district, and those that right now is represented by Senator Jesse James, and then the next districts are going to do 91, 92, and 93. That's currently represented by Jeff Smith. This election, it's the even-numbered Senate districts are up, so those odd-number Senate districts will be up in 2 years. So we're going to move on to Representative Jody Emerson, who represents the 91st district. She's the Democrat, and what would you like us to know?
Hi everyone, I'm State Representative Jody Emerson. I represent the 91st Assembly District. The district has changed, but the number has stayed the same, unlike some other people's. And I was born and raised south of town in the town of Washington, and now I have a little corner of the town of Washington that I represent, so I'm excited about that. My husband Julian and I have raised our 2 children here, and we are now, within the last few months, proud grandparents of a granddaughter and a grandson, which makes me think about what our world is turning into. I was really happy this last session that I was the lead Democratic author on a package of housing bills that put over $500 million into a revolving loan program that helps give us more access to money to make more workforce in senior housing. And another big job that I do is the Colleges and Universities Committee. I'm the ranking Democrat on that. And it's a pleasure to represent all of my constituents. We don't represent the whole state. We have to stick to our districts.
All right, thanks Jody. And this sort of previews who they are, but the real reason for being here is for you to talk individually with these legislative candidates, so we encourage you to do that when you have time. So, also 91st District has a Republican candidate, Michelle Skinner. And Michelle, you have a minute to tell us what you'd like them to know about you. There we go.
There we go. Thank you everyone for coming. Excuse me, I was born and raised in Eau Claire, and years gone by, you'll show your age if you remember this, Michelle Magadance used to be the anchor lady on TV 13 from 1981 to approximately 1990. I have since retired and was supposed to stay retired, but got involved in Lake Altoona, which has a host of problems with algae and sedimentation. And we've been rocking and rolling, and we brought in new technology, new studies, federal and state dollars to clean it up, and people noticed, and just like with Roger, they said, Michelle, you should really do more. Come serve on the Eau Claire County Board. I did. I'm on the Eau Claire County Board. Michelle, you should really run for the 91st Assembly District. Hey, you guys, I'm retired. How many hats do you want me to wear? Well, okay, I stepped up to the plate, and so I'm serving, and hopefully will be a conduit between the Eau Claire County Board and Madison, so that when resources occur in Madison, I can bring them back to western Wisconsin. Thank you.
All right, and that's your one.
Now, obviously, just focused on the Chippewa Valley. You know I'm conservative. If you look close at my signs, you may see a 29th poking through there under the paint. But proud to work bipartisanly, passed a couple big bills, biggest of which is probably the Regional Mental Health Crisis Now bill. Waiting for clearinghouse rules and stuff to come from DHS on that, but that's something that will serve our communities well. Also proud to support the Phillips Hall project. Oh, I got lots of time. And also the budget request for the Heritage Hall building at UW Stout, $140 million project to improve our local university, to create the jobs and the students that we need to serve our area, especially in those hotel, restaurant, tourism, golf management, you name it. So proud to serve this area now. Looking forward to meeting all the new people in Chippewa and Dunn County. Thank you.
Then the Democratic candidate in the 92nd district is Joe Pluff. Joe has been a state legislature in the past and is trying to become one now, so what would you like people to know?
I have served for 4 terms in the state legislature. I've been out for 20 years. I've been retired for 15. I look back at the state and I see a rigged, gerrymandered state. We are a purple state. Wisconsin traditionally, historically, has been a purple state. When you look at the top of the ticket, the elected officials up there generally are Democratic, but there's not a Democratic seat held from Highway 29 to Lake Superior or the Michigan border, or from the Minnesota over to Lake Michigan, not one. We need a different approach, one that brings us back to a purple state, so that shoreland zoning can be taken care of by the counties, not hamstrung by the state. We need more local control.
All right, and that's your minute. Thank you. The district's changed some anyway. So we have both a Democratic and a Republican candidate seeking to become the state assembly member from there. We're going to start with a Democrat, Christian Phelps. And Christian, in 1 minute, what would you like us to know?
Hi everybody, I'm Christian Phelps. I was born and raised here in Eau Claire. I will be 31 on Sunday, so I've seen a lot of changes in our community over the course of my millennial life, and the reason that I'm running for this seat this year is because as a public education paraprofessional for a couple of years and public education advocate throughout my life, I've become really frustrated with what I've seen over the last 14 years in Madison when our community keeps coming together around the need for investments in ourselves and our neighbors, and particularly the most valuable resource in the Chippewa Valley, which is children and young people. And the gerrymandered legislature in Madison has so frequently failed to deliver those resources. And so when I saw that we have a new legislative district in the 93rd, and an opportunity to put a new generation and somebody with community organizing experience into this seat and start reinvesting here in the public, I was unable to talk myself out of trying to do that. So,
all right, 59 seconds. Very good.
Thank you for having me today, and appreciate this opportunity. But as currently I politically know, I'm supervisor in the town of Washington, and as I decided to grow, take this opportunity for state assembly, the biggest thing for me is bridging the political divide out there. As coming from an individual coming from a 50-year-old business and watching my grandfather and my uncle be in this community, we've always been, taking care of the people, and I've taken the political approach about, as I see a father of 3 and I see my children, I'm very fearful for their future. And, I think that those family values, we need individuals that are going to fight for what's best for our constituents in Madison, listen to the voices here in the 93rd and bring that down to Madison. So, thank you.
All right, thanks, James.